public speakers. For those of you who are remote, so you guys are at home and you're not coming to school at all, this is for you. And for those of you who have been self-quarantined or missed class, this is obviously for you too. Okay, so what we're doing is we're doing our next speech, which is over either your favorite toy or over your birthday and your name. Okay, so that is due November 16th. Now I know that sounds like it's a lot of time, but it's really only 4 class periods worth of time. Okay, so the reason I've given you those four class periods worth of time is because I want you to work one day on research so that you can ask me questions or ask like, what can I use this information or whatnot. 2, you're going to start writing your outline. 3, you're going to work on your visual aid. And then 4, your works cited. Now you have to create a works cited for anything that is cited in your presentation. You do not need to put stuff on your works cited that you don't end up using. Okay? It has to follow the works cited format. You can't just put the links on there. Okay? The other thing is we are creating a visual aid. And when you create that visual aid, you have to make sure that you have all of the components. And all of the components are each slide has to have a transition. So as the slide comes in, it should come in a different way, like twirling or like a cube, or there's a lot, zoom in, zoom out, fade in, fade out, any of those. And then every single slide has to have a picture or a clip art on it, and that has to be animated, okay? There's also a thing called the 10 by 10 rule. The 10 by 10 means you can only have 10 lines of text and that you shouldn't have more than 10 words in each line. That's 100 words. So think about when you're in class and your teacher has all of these words on the PowerPoint and you're just like, I can't even. Okay, we don't want to do that. We don't want to overwhelm our audience. So what you want to do is you want to limit it for the things that are going to help you or visuals that will help the audience. The other thing you're going to want to do with the visual aid is you're going to want to include a black slide. The way to include a black slide is when you're creating your slides, when you get to a blank slide, you're going to pick background up in the top and you're going to change the color to black. What this does is it gives your audience and you a break and just talk to us naturally. Okay? So the question was raised last week, well, how are we supposed to do that if we're not presenting in class? Good question. So there's one of 3 things you can do. Those of you who just have been absent that aren't remote, this is an option for you. Once you are non-quarantined, what you can do is arrange a time with me if you would like, before school, after school, during 3rd hour, 4th hour, or 7th hour, to come in and you can record yourself in my classroom so you can use the projector to do your visual aid. Now, most of you aren't going to do that, and I get that. So there's a couple of other things. If you have a cell phone, I'm not sure about Androids or Samsungs or anything like that, but there's a way to mirror your what's on your cell phone onto a computer screen. So you may have to look that up on YouTube, how to do that. I always have to mess with it to figure it out. But then you can use your computer screen, or you can use your TV, which is what I meant to say. You can use your TV as your screen and then refer to your screen. The other option is you will have a laptop or your Chromebook or or whatever next to you, and as you go through, you're just going to click to the next slide. So you're going to get 2 grades for your visual aid. You're going to get the grade for the visual aid, which is the actual visual aid, which I'm going to grade. And then you're going to use your visual, is also going to count as part of your speech grade, which will be how you implement it as you speak. So you want to make sure that your slides are in the right order. You want to make sure you use each slide. You don't want to be like, oh, I went too far. And go backwards. Practice a couple times, okay? And your visual aid is really meant to help you and aid you and the audience in understanding what it is that you're talking about, okay? You have to have an outline. An outline should be paragraph is your intro, okay? And then everything else is written Roman numeral, letter, 1, 2 number. Letter, 1, 2 letter. Okay, you have 3 major points. Okay, then under each major point, there has to be an A and a B. And then under every letter, you have to have 2 details. So it'll look like Roman numeral 1, A, 1, 2, B, 1, 2, Roman numeral 2. You will have more than that in most of the cases. Okay? There's an example in the explanation sheet that shows you the minimum that it has to be. I've also included my own outline for both the toy speech, I think, and the name speech. So you can see, mine are long, mine are detailed, because I want to have as much information as possible when I give my speech, so that if I realize I'm low on time, which never happens, I can actually have more to talk about. Now I can cut stuff out of a speech. I'm not going to be following your outline while you speak, so I won't know. The other thing is some tips. Don't use your paper when you're speaking. Don't read it off your phone. Don't put, film from right here and then have your script right here and look back and forth like this. I can tell what you're doing. So try your best to make it look professional. Talk to the actual camera. You also want to be at least from the waist up. You don't want to be this close doing your speech, okay? That's not good. I need to see the way that you're using your hands. I prefer it if you're from like knees up, because then I can see your whole body and how you're using your whole body, and that's kind of what we're working for. I've also included my Google Slides for my toy speech, and I've also included an example of me doing the toy speech. Okay, so those of you who are at home, what I would do is I would divide it up into 4 different areas. One would be researching it, and on the worksheet that explains what you're doing, there's a whole bunch of links that you can use. Okay, then I would use the next day to work on the outline, but the thing that's going to take you the longest is the visual aid. I promise you it will take you the longest. Now, also, because I've given you those 4 things to do, that doesn't mean you have to do it in that order. What I mean by that is I do my research, I do all of that, and then I make my visual aid, and then I write my outline off my visual aid. Because when I can see it, and I can put it together better with the visual aid, and then I can go, oh, okay, this is how I'm going to organize it. And then if I move anything or change anything in the outline, I can go back and I can move it in the visual aid. If that's how it works for you, do it. There's no right way or wrong way to get to the final project. There are ways that might work better, but for this, we're not doing that. I am not giving you check-in points. I'm treating you guys like college kids. I'm not going to say the outline is due this day, this is due this day, this is due this day. Everything is due November 16th. That's the uploaded video, your visual aid. The uploaded video is you speaking, the visual aid, and the outline, and the works cited. Okay, you have a works cited for your visual aid and for your actual outline. Okay, if you have questions, please let me know. It's due November 16th. I would definitely be working on it, and don't put it off to the last minute, because that's going to really cause you some problems if you do. Okay, I hope that's everything. Okay, let me know if you have any questions. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.